Hello and welcome to our infographic. I'm Dr. Diana Sharp and I'm the manager of the partnership between the Regional Educational Lab Southeast and Florida Virtual School. Our partnership aims to improve student success in online learning through greater understanding and use of educational research. Dr. April Fleetwood is with me today. She's our wonderful lead partner from Florida Virtual School, where she's the Senior Manager for Research and Evaluation, Analysis, Assessment, and Accountability. Welcome, April.
Hi, everyone. Social presence is one of my favorite topics, so it's a real treat for me to be here talking with you about it today.
And also joining us today is Dr. Aimee Whiteside. Aimee is an associate professor at the University of Tampa and an expert researcher in the area of social presence. She's been helping our partnership for over 2 years to think deeply about strengthening social presence in online learning. So glad you can be here with us, Aimee.
Thank you, Diana. I'm happy to be here and excited about this conversation.
Last year in 2020, the three of us worked together on an infographic about social presence strategies for the virtual classroom. This year, April suggested we extend those ideas in an infographic about social presence strategies for extracurricular activities in virtual schools. April, share a little bit about what led you to this great idea.
Sure. During the pandemic in 2020, we had a real surge in families coming to Florida Virtual School for help with their children's education. We felt it was important to understand the special concerns of families during such a turbulent year. And so, with some support from the REL Southeast, we created and administered a survey to our families. As it turned out, 65% of parents felt that online learning would continue to be a part of their children's education. One thing that stood out in their responses, however, was their concern that their children might not have enough opportunities for social interaction through clubs and extracurricular activities while attending virtual school.
But parents may not have realized that's something you've already been working on at FLVS for quite a while, right?
Yes, we've been working hard to design and provide those experiences for many years. And with the pandemic limiting so many other social opportunities in children's lives, it took on even more importance. A deep dive into what makes those opportunities successful seemed like a perfect next step for our work with Aimee and the REL in the area of social presence.
Aimee, we know that research on social presence and online learning is still a young and emerging field. Why do you think researchers should include extracurricular activities as part of what they study?
You're right. We have over 15 years of research, mostly qualitative in nature, about how teachers can strengthen connections with students in virtual classrooms. There's still a lot of research to be done there, but we've learned a tremendous amount about all the different aspects of those connections that can play a role in how engaged students are in their virtual learning. And we know that engagement is critical for their success. The explosive growth of virtual education means that more students are in virtual classrooms full time. So as we expand our understanding of student engagement in virtual learning, it's going to be important to look at that engagement in all the students' virtual school experiences.
And do you think the social presence model can help guide that research and help the leaders of those clubs as they work with students?
I do. If we view the social presence model as a heuristic or basic framework, then what we've learned from research so far suggests that it's an excellent place to start in thinking about what makes a virtual club successful, and in helping leaders strengthen their relationships with students and be more purposeful about their activities. The ultimate goal is to leverage the social presence model to help build a club into an experience that everyone enjoys, rather than something students view as a rigid task, a requirement, or just another part of their resume building checklist.
April, tell us about the clubs that Florida Virtual School offers.
Right now, we actually offer 63 different clubs. 17 of them are open to all elementary students, and 32 of them are open to all our students in grades 6 through 12. We also have 7 clubs that are limited to our full-time students in grades 6 through 8, and 7 more clubs limited to our full-time students in grades 9 through 12.
Wow, that's a lot of clubs. How many students participate in them?
Last year, more than 5,000 students joined at least one club.
Are the club activities all virtual, or are there ever any in-person components?
Some of the clubs have in-person field trips specific to the club activities. For example, students have gone to shows from the Central Florida Ballet Company. They've also received tickets for other Orlando events in the past. Some of the clubs participate in competitions where they get together with students from other schools as well.
Are there virtual schools?
No, actually, FLVS has been the only virtual school participating in those competitions. The rest of the schools have all been brick and mortar schools. For example, FLVS students won the video competition award from the National Geographic Bee, or Nat Geo Bee. And students from our Model United Nations Club last year won the award for the best small delegation at the competitions held for high schools at the University of Florida and University of Central Florida. Our coding club and eSport clubs have also participated and done well in competitions with other brick and mortar schools.
What have you and others at FLVS observed about student engagement in these clubs that could be something for a research agenda to explore further?
That's a great question, and I can think of several examples. For instance, from our experience, students who join academic clubs, such as Math Club, have shown increased confidence in their classwork. A club sponsor I talked to recently stated that the tutoring and mentoring that happens in these clubs improves students' outlooks in their classes. It would be great to see if we could get data to confirm that. We're also interested in learning more about how the clubs bring diverse learners together. For example, in that math club, we have both high and low performing math students, and high performers have become mentors to younger students who are not as strong in math.
That's a great example, April, of helping the students feel part of a community.
Exactly. It really fits right into the community cohesion part of your model. And of course, not all of our clubs are so tightly tied to an area of academics. Our student activities manager works hard to balance the range of clubs we have across academic and non-academic areas. We believe there's a lot of important learning that can happen in whatever interests students pursue.